be without plants? The truth is that life for animals, insects, and human beings would be impossible if it weren't for plants. The most obvious reason plants are important is that they provide food. People, including you, eat plants or parts of plants every day. What does the woman in this picture have in her mouth? Exactly, it's lettuce. Of course, you don't see too many people chomping on lettuce this way, but you will find lettuce in salads and on sandwiches. Lettuce is good for you. It is a healthy vegetable that comes from a plant. Just like fruit, all vegetables are parts of plants, including potatoes, beans, peas, carrots, peppers, cucumbers, and squash. Each of these come from different plants and from different parts of plants, but they all come from plants nonetheless. Many fruits and vegetables are healthy and tasty, so you should try to eat some every day. This is a picture of an ear of corn and a cornfield. Believe it or not, corn comes from a special type of grass. Raise your hand if you like to eat corn on the cob. Now, raise your hand if you like to eat bread or if you've eaten any bread today or yesterday. It is likely then that you have eaten wheat. Wheat also comes from a type of grass. Its seeds are ground up and used to make wheat flour. And wheat flour is used in many kinds of breads, cereals, and cakes. This is a picture of a bowl of rice and a rice paddy, or field. People all over the world eat rice. It is used to feed billions of people every day. So you've just learned about 3 important grains. Can you tell me what those 3 are? Great, it's corn, wheat, and rice. Grains are seeds that come from different types of grasses. So corn, wheat, and rice all come from different types of grasses. Plants and plant products can also be used to make fabric or cloth. Fabrics are used to make clothing, blankets, and other everyday things. This picture shows cotton plants. Fluffy white cotton is often dyed or colored to make colorful clothing and blankets. Look down and see what you have on. You are wearing a different type of fabric. I want you to tell me what color fabric are you wearing? When people are feeling sick or sad, it is nice to give them a bouquet of flowers. Flowers can cheer people up and let them know that they are loved. Have you ever received flowers? Have you ever given flowers? Now, what do tires on a car have to do with anything dealing with plants? Tires are made of rubber. In fact, much of the rubber that we use for everything from tires to rubber bands to basketball comes from the sap of rubber trees. Another type of sap we use comes from maple trees. Can you guess what do we use that sap for? We use the sap to make maple syrup. In the early spring, people drill small holes into the trunks of maple trees and insert spouts, which allow the sap to drip out into buckets or holding tanks. When the sap is boiled, it turns into maple syrup. Don't worry, the holes do not hurt the trees. They heal during the summer and fall, and people pick a different spot on the trunk to drill the next spring. Some plants and plant parts can be used to make medicines for curing diseases or healing wounds. Using plants to make medicine requires a great deal of knowledge. A person must know how to find the right kind of plant, and he or she must know exactly which part of the plants to use, and how to use it. In some parts of the world, knowledge of medicinal plants has been passed down from generation to generation, which means from parents to their children, for thousands of years. One very common medicinal plant is the aloe vera plant. Inside its thick green leaves is a clear gel, which many people use to help heal small cuts and to soothe sunburns. Some doctors and scientists think that eating or drinking parts of the aloe plant is good for your stomach, and it can help prevent many diseases. Raise your hand if you've ever used the aloe vera plant. People use the wood from trees to build houses and to make many other things. This lumberjack, a person who cuts down trees, is using a powerful chainsaw to cut down a great big pine tree. After he chops this tree down, the lumberjack will saw off all the branches. The bare trunk will be loaded onto a truck and taken to a lumber mill where it will be turned into boards. People use the wood from trees to make fires when it is cold outside. This person is splitting logs to burn in the fireplace. Wood is also used to make tool handles, instruments, and other objects. Baseball bats are often made of wood from the ash tree, one of the strongest trees in the forest. It is very important to plant a new tree for every old tree that is cut down, so that there will be plenty of trees for other people to use in the future. Here is another important thing to know about plants. They help keep the air clean and fresh. Do you know how? When plants make their own food, they release oxygen into the air. When you breathe that in, that same oxygen travels to your lungs. Oxygen keeps you alive, and you need oxygen all day, every day. So remember, when you go outside and you look at all of these plants around the world, know that each one of them are very, very important.